Hey everybody, welcome back to Ready Steady Play, where we are adventuring in the haunted tomb and we've just been accosted by spiders.
Yeah, if you've got arachnophobia, you're going to love this.
So we're just trying to decide whether to cut them down with our swords or burn them.
I imagine they're poisonous, but I'm worried about putting fire underground. Flip a coin?
I feel like we should set the web ablaze with your torch. It feels like that's not going to
End well.
but it also feels like why would web catch fire?
It's very dry. I mean, in a tomb. It's been there a while.
I'm worried if we cut them down with our weapons are going to get caught up in the web.
Okay, but our weapons... You have a bow, and I have an axe.
I also have a sword.
Okay, but we've got a magical sword being forged. We're not going to lose anything. Hell, I have a firebomb.
Maybe we should use that.
I think I'm going to eat the mushroom. See what happens.
Just eat, yeah. The spiders turn into Care Bears.
And they hug me for the rest of time. Okay,
You're bleeding rainbows. So we're going to cut them down with our weapons, yeah?
5717.
Alright, I'm flipping your activation token. This was your choice. This way I can blame you when it all goes horribly wrong.
The dwarf dies. How did they know?
Yeah, the player who made this choice. Uh-oh.
Oh, God.
Spiders raise their front legs in challenge as they slither atop you. You slash at one, batting it to the side, its trailing web snapping with the blow. It lands heavily on the floor, but with a blur of sickening staccato motion, its too many legs flails as it rights itself. You strike it again, crushing it and leaving it with its chitinous legs twitching.
5584.
That's right above it. The other spider cuts its trailing web and drops directly onto your shoulders. You can feel its too many legs gripping at your flesh, sending a surge of dizzying panic washing over you. Before you can react, it sinks its venomous fangs into your shoulder.
Yep.
You scream and knock the foul thing against the wall, but your arm is already going numb. Lose 4 stamina.
7.
There is a crack of thick chitin, and the spider loosens its hold on you. It catches itself on a web and skitches behind you. If you have willpower...
I do.
Nice.
Which one?
7315. You were the right choice for this. You were the right choice to get bitten.
I'm going to pretend it's a love bug, but really we know that that's just going to give me like an inflamed elbow. Wait, shoulder. Yeah.
You turn on the creature and try to smash it beneath your boot. You bring your foot down several times, but the nightmarish thing is obscenely fast. Finally, you force it into a corner and it begins scaling the wall in retreat. When it reaches shoulder height, you raise your weapon and smash into it. Smash into the spider with all your might. You feel the crunching of chitin before your stomach turns at the wet feeling that follows. Ooh. So this is now going to be me, right, on this next one?
Yeah.
I think.
Well, only if it's not still me.
Yeah. So it's me now because it's another choice, isn't it? Like the red is when we swap.
Okay.
So I think this is you to read.
You hear but damn it. You hear a cacophony of chittering and clacking from inside you. You turn to see that one of the alcoves contains the corpses of a gnome wrapped in spider's silk that's much more recent than the other remains. Even more horrifying is the swarm of countless spider young that have made it their home. They hiss and shriek at you, watching you with 1,000 glowing eyes. Crush as many of the wretched things as you can. Drop the alcove ceiling upon the horrid swarm, which requires 2 skills you don't have. Smash a flask of Lorimer fire in the alcove. Requires alchemy. Do you have alchemy?
No, I have none of those skills.
I mean, this would be a great time for me to still be doing this.
Why are we so bad at this?
I don't know.
Why do we have none of the things we need?
Well, I have the things we need. You just can't reason or craft. Are you sure it's your turn?
Yeah, because every time... So the adventure continues until the red decision points come back.
Alright, you're screwed. 9137.
Oh, God.
Have fun getting bitten. It sucks.
Yeah, we quaff all our healing potions.
Choking back a wash of bile in your throat, you swing your weapon into the alcove and sweep it from side to side. Yeah. Smashing as
This is my cunning plan. Yeah.
Smashing as many of the fist-sized as you can. They hiss and shriek, crawling out of the alcove and slithering over the walls and onto webs so they might reach you. If you have agility or willpower, please tell me you have agility.
No,
You're
I
a
have
cat.
Athletics.
8835.
Oh my God.
How are we so shit?
How did this? Why is this one our? Oh, it's right here. Why is this one our?
You swing wildly, trying to keep the foul creatures at bay, but to no avail. Several of the fiendish spawn land on your chest and shoulders, their countless legs skittering over your body. You shout out and flail, desperate to get them off you, but by the time you do, A multitude of venomous fangs have plunged into your flesh. You lose 3 stamina, and we move to 3, 7, 7, 8.
Oh, God.
I feel like when the call went out for heroes, we weren't supposed to answer.
I fight demons, okay? I have dueling.
Yep, and that's great against spiders.
Alright, so now we both flip our activations back up.
Okay.
Because we're on to another decision point.
From
2 collapsed alcoves at the far end of the corridor slides a long lane covered in thick, jagged chitin. Thick as a sapling and long as a spear. A second leg extends from the alcove, then another. That curls out towards the ceiling. The 3 limbs reach outward, pulling behind them an armored carapace the size of a wild boar. 5 more eerie long legs trail behind, pushing the bulk forward. 8 rheumy eyes stare blindly in the darkened corridor, but it writhes its pedipalps, giving you no doubt that the beast is a hungry predator. An otherworldly sound swells from the massive beast, sending a shiver down your spine and turning your bowels to water.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Engage the monster in melee, put an arrow in one of its 8 eyes, burn the wretched creature to ash. Well, I guess I shoot it with archery, right?
Please do.
Alright.
5, 4, 7, 7. Because, I'm not going to lie, I don't fancy my chances when this spider's bigger than you, and I'm literally half your size.
Alright, so you have to read this to me because of my
You're so bad at this, it's comical.
Oh my god. It's like Laurel and Hardy do the Undead Tomb.
The creature skitters forward far too fast for something so large. You draw back and loose an arrow. It caroms off the hard shell.
Careens?
No, caroms. C-A-R-O-M-S. Caroms off the hard shell covering its head, but slashes across 2 of its bulbous, filmy eyes in the process. The beast lets out a pained shriek, but its momentum carries it forward. Practically before your first arrow had hit its mark, you had already knocked a second. You loose one last time before the beast is upon you. If you have agility or athletics, you have athletics for the love of God.
I have athletics.
5, 2, 6, 6. Your arrow strikes true. There is an audible crack as it punches through the chitin between 2 of its loathsome eyes. The beast slows, but it does not fall. It closes the distance and rears up on its hind legs, raising its forelimbs in warning. Too close for arrows now. You roll to the left as it stabs in with a scything foreleg. The creature presses the attack, nearly catching you time and again, but you stay just out of reach. You find yourself backed against a web-choked alcove. Your hand closes on the haft of an ancient spear, slipped from the bony grasp of some long-dead hero. You raise the spear high to turn aside the spider's next attack. You have dueling!
I have dueling.
7, 7, 6.
See,
7.
now I'm in my element. Give me baby spiders, and I'm like, get him off, meow, 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 meow. And then fighting the giant spider, I'm like, yes, this is me.
I
got this.
I do love that my solution to that problem would have just been, and crush!
Yeah.
It's like, I've seen the Terminator.
Unfortunately, you weren't there.
You weren't there, man. You heave with all your might, driving the spear upward from beneath the creature. It shrieks in agony, and thick, putrescent ichor burbles out of the wound and onto the floor. 2, 888. I feel like we're doing things, but not progressing. The creature shrieks and flails, swiping at the weapon protruding from its body with frantic, spasmodic motions. Someone had a thesaurus. It connects with the spear haft, snapping the hardened wood like a twig, and leaving the spearhead and much of the spear lodged firmly in the beast's body. Foul-smelling ichor gushes from the wound, splashing to the ground, threatening to turn your stomach. The spider thrashes about drunkenly, its motions growing more sluggish and erratic. Eventually, it scuttles into the corner, curling its legs around its abdomen, and with a final, choking hiss, it dies. W6 we do not have. Otherwise, so 1592. The smaller spiders skitter quickly up the spiral stairs to the safety of the tunnels above. You return to the alcove where you saw the body of the gnome. You tear away the thick cocoon of silk that engulfs the body, and find remains that are no more than a few years old by your estimate. Around her arm she wears a crimson bandana, marking her as a member of the Thieves' Guild. You search her pockets but find only a few coins and a broken potion flask. 45 gold and 1765. So,
you tear through the remaining veils of spider webs. Your skin crawls at the touch, but you've had more than enough to do with these venomous creatures, and you wish only to move on. The thick curtain is torn aside, and before you stretches a tunnel of worked stone. Your torchlight falls upon a massive doorway blocking your way forward. The stone door is carved with stylized images, worn with time but still discernible. At the center of the door, a warrior of noble bearing appears to lie at rest. He is adorned with splendid armor and clutches a magnificent sword. Flanking the figure is a pair of hounds. They are noble animals, with their carven eyes set with sapphires. Time passes, and if at least one of you has the history skill,
which I do,
Or story point U3 is marked.
Nope, but I have history.
So reach 4911.
4911. History, helping when you're robbing graves.
You recognize the figure depicted on the door as Carthun himself. This must be the end of his saga. Here he lies at rest. His trials finally come to an end. The hounds of Carthun dutifully watch over their master, even after his death. Beyond this door must lie the burial chamber of the great hero himself.
Cool. 3660?
Yeah. And whatever happens, you're the next up, right? Because I just defeated the spider, yeah.
You just defeated Shelob.
Alright. But we haven't actually got to a red
gate.
A red decision point yet. Laying your hands upon the doors, you recoil sharply. You fear that you may have left flesh frozen to the door. So sharp and cold was the pain of contact. You look down at your hands and see that they are still intact. Gritting your teeth with the resolve, you put your shoulder against the door. You can feel the cold through your clothing, but you can withstand a few moments of it before the frostbite sets in. As the doors grind open, a creeping chill emanates from beyond its stone frame. Peering into the chamber's gloomy darkness, you can't be sure if it's your imagination or the flickering light from your torch, but something seems to dart from shadow to shadow just at the edge of your sight. The room itself is huge, its ceiling lost to the darkness. Pillars flank the center of the room, forming a procession towards the distant dais upon which rests the stone sarcophagus flanked by shallow stone braziers. You step across the threshold and feel a chilling presence crawl across your skin as an icy grip seizes your heart. The breath is ripped from your lungs in a gasp of freezing mist. You each lose a stamina.
Down to 6.
I'm going down to 7.
Good thing we healed.
Damn straight. Well, we'd be dead, wouldn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we'd be dead.
Yeah. It's a good thing we healed.
Yeah, we did it.
As you gasp for breath, you hear the sound of clawed feet on the hard stone floor. The steps come slowly, deliberately stalking you in the shadows. It's his dogs, isn't it? Yep. From the gloom near the dais, 2 nightmarish figures emerge. They possess the basic form of enormous hounds or wolves, but never has the comparison with such noble beasts been applied more foully. Rotting, frost-bitten flesh hangs in shreds from the bones of the creatures before you. Their milky eyes seem illuminated by some deathly glow. In unison, the creatures raise their heads and howl. The stagnant breath of their shriveled lungs erupts from their maws in a cloud of icy mist. A shiver of dread runs down your spine as the otherworldly sound washes over you. Your mind reels as you are overcome with utter terror. You tremble as the howl ends, and you hope you will never hear such a cry again. Disable one of your skills and go to entry 8811. I will disable...
This was a bad idea.
I'm going to disable survival because I don't think it's super useful down here.
I'll disable deception. No, streetwise. That's not happening until here.
You disabled streetwise?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to need much streetwise in the tomb.
I mean, you're probably not wrong. So we're going over to 8811.
Yep. Oh, God. You're so bad at this.
Decision point. Time for Ollie.
Okay.
As the beasts cease their howling, they lower their heads and look at you with dead, frozen eyes. The howl echoes eerily in the chamber as they begin looping towards you, their rotten tongues hungrily licking their bloody maws. Brace yourself and receive the charge. Shoot them down using archery. Blast them using alchemy. Inspire courage with your bardic song.
I'm such a shit bard.
You can't do that because you're a shit bard.
I'm just going to brace myself.
I
just saw that and I was like, oh, for God's sake.
I feel like we've been in this moment before.
Several times.
Grom thinks about using his bardic song to inspire courage, and then he's like, nah, that'll never work. And he just braces.
Mother!
He just braces himself.
What page?
6299.
62. Oh, so God, funny. I am so bad at this.
I really hope we don't die because of this joke. So you flip your activation token. You recover your wits, though even the memory of the unearthly cacophony is enough to send a shiver down your spine. Seeing the creatures loping forward, you steel yourself for the oncoming threat. You plant your feet and draw your weapon. Do you have military?
Nope.
Then we go to 9830.
I have brawling.
9830. Yeah, you're not military. I'm not military.
I'm a dwarf. This is just going to be like, you get bitten, it hurts a lot.
Probably. You are...
9830, you said?
You cannot shake the sound of the unearthly howl from your mind. It has stricken you to your very soul. One of the hounds lunges at you with vicious fangs, and even in the face of certain death, you cannot stir yourself to action. It's all you can do to keep the beast from sinking its teeth into your throat. You feebly fend off the creature as it bears you to the ground. The other hound prowls the shadows nearby, watching you intently. You work your forearm up between yourself and the creature's bloody maw, and it sinks its fangs into your flesh. The creature shakes its head violently and begins dragging you deeper into the tomb. You finally come to your senses, the pain pulling you out of your stupor. You begin kicking and flailing at the nightmare hound, attempting to free yourself from its grasp. Your boot lands a blow against its skull and it stumbles, its jaws slackening. You pull your arm free and scramble away. You lose 3 stamina. We mark 1 progress and read entry 9236.
9236. I'm nearly dead.
What health are you on?
I've got 3 stamina left.
Maybe you should drink the other potion.
Chug, 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 chug.
Well, it's time to reset, and then we'll decide who goes on this next moment.
Okay.
The howls begin to circle you just beyond the edge of your torchlight, their eyes glowing with icy blue flames. One of the beasts stalks you with the faintest of limps. You see exposed bone of the hind leg where a patch of flesh has fallen away. Strangely, they do not move into attack, only to circle and watch. So, one of us can engage one of the beasts, fire an arrow at the injured hound, which requires archery, or throw a ball of fire.
I mean, I think I know where we're going with this.
Do you want me to shoot them with my bow?
Please do, because my songs clearly aren't working. God, I'm such a... How many times has that come up?
It's so funny.
Oh,
I feel like it comes up at the funniest of moments, and also I feel like
At the worst of times.
I just love that. I just love the idea of Grom thinking about doing it and then going, nah, it will never work.
It'll never work. Ow. Ow, I'm bleeding. Oh, God. Oh, the pain. Oh, the unbearable agony getting dragged into a tomb. Why didn't I just try singing?
Well, what is it? What are the 4 stages of skill? Right? There's
Imitation. Faking it.
It's this is an actual thing.
Oh.
It's unconscious incompetence. So it's like you're incompetent, but you're not aware of it.
Right.
And then there's conscious incompetence, and that's, I think, when you begin to realize
just how little you know.
Yeah, just how little you know. Then there's conscious competence. So that's when you're starting to try and do well, but you have to really think about it.
Mm.
And then there's unconscious competence, where you're so good at it you don't even need to think about it anymore.
I think we both know where I am on that particular skill tree when it comes.
You're somewhere in between stage 1 and 2, right? I feel like you're on stage 2 because you're definitely incompetent, but at least you're conscious of it.
It just helps not at all. All right.
You draw back your bow, taking aim at the injured creature. You loose, but the beast is unnaturally deft and dodges. You knock a second arrow and draw back, this time making sure to lead the beast a good deal, hoping to trick it into diving into the path of your shot. Do you have awareness?
It's you, mate.
I do.
You have awareness.
Yeah, man. You should be reading this then if it's me.
Yeah, that's why I was surprised. Do you have awareness?
I do.
5380.
I did build this character to basically hunt monsters. Provided it's not a swarm of baby spiders, I should be alright. So, do you want... Okay,
right,
5380, yeah.
You notice the beast is favouring one side as it moves. With a confident smirk, which I know you do very well, you loose an arrow. The beast moves to dodge, turning to its injured side just as you anticipated. The arrow, aimed a few feet to that side, strikes true, directly into the frozen, festering meat on its shoulder. The hound yowls and retreats behind the sarcophagus for cover. Mark 3 progress! We're at progress 4. That's not even a quarter of the way done.
Yeah.
Soon
Soon it will be Grom's turn. Time for more comic relief.
I feel that I should be annoyed by that, but the odds are not favouring me. Oh, balls. The hound stalks...
Oh yeah, so this is you now. It's going to reset because it's a red decision point. The hounds stalk through the shadows, always watching. You lose sight of one as it slinks behind the sarcophagus that rests upon the dais. For a moment, you turn your attention to the other. From the corner of your eye, you see the red-mawed hound leap the sarcophagus and launch itself straight towards you. At that exact moment, you hear the frozen claws scraping the stone floor as the other takes off at a sprint to hit you from the other side. You barely have time to dodge out of the way of the first creature, dropping left into a roll. You come out of the roll at full run, trailing the beasts behind you. The first hound... I
feel like while you were doing your impressive thing with the arrows, I was sitting there just going, chug, 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 chug.
The first hound snaps at your leg, but you roll around a stone pillar, trying to pull the column between you and the attacker. You hear the growl and turn to find yourself backed against the column by the second hound. It leaps at you, draws ready to crush your bones. So you can dodge the beast's lunge.
Yep.
If you have athletics, don't you? And brawling. You don't have runes or arcana, though.
I feel like most of these skill checks you would have flown through. The only one I had was craftsmanship and willpower.
To be fair, we both blundered our way into this position. And if it wasn't for your history, we probably wouldn't have found this tomb anyway. So, athletics then, as you knock the hound away.
I like to think it's brawling because, let's face it, I've not been very nimble.
1381.
1381.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Do an archery check.
You cup one hand around the other fist and bring your arms down hard on the hound's head. Stepping aside, the beast's momentum carries it past you to collide with the column at your back. You hear the other beast behind you, stalking closer. Do you have athletics and brawling?
I have both.
I know, somehow.
So, do you know what I find really great?
We go to leet.
Leet!
Yeah. You grab hold of the beast at your feet, knotting your fists in its thick mane. With a grunt and a mighty surge of effort, you haul the wolf beast bodily off the ground, swinging it around behind you and slamming it into the pillar at your back. There is a bone-crunching thud, followed closely by the sound of stone grinding on stone. You loosen your hold on the creature and it slumps to the ground in a daze. You turn your face to the oncoming creature, but the crash and clatter of heavy stones falling from the ceiling overwhelms your senses as the column tumbles to the ground. Mark for progress.
We're nearly done.
Go to 3, 2, 9,
Oh no, we've got 6 left. 3, 2, 9, 1.
There we go.
Are we literally doing this by the skin of our teeth? Because I feel like we're managing it somehow.
We've been very lucky.
I mean, it's total skill.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I feel like Hunter and Grom blundering through this is pretty much how we... No longer supported by the collapsed column, heavy stone slabs in the ceiling shake loose and tumble to the floor, showering the ground around you with deadly debris. You raise your arms to ward off the blows, but several of the falling stones strike you and the hounds. Do you have agility?
No.
So you each lose...
7.
You each, that's me as well.
That's
so
you as well.
I have athletics, not agility.
Yeah. So you're down to 5.
Oh dear.
Do you want to chug your potion?
I might hold off just yet, because there's not been anything so far that's done 5 damage.
Alright. So we have 8 progress.
We have 8 progress. So
Yeah,
we've
we've just got 8.
7, 9, 5, 2.
I feel like if we'd have just set fire to the spiders, this would probably have been a lot quicker.
Perhaps.
Well, we'd had to run out of the tomb.
As the dust settles, you push yourself to your feet and look around frantically for your foe. Crushed beneath a pile of stone debris, you see the motionless form of one felled lupine creature, dragging itself from beneath a large slab of fallen stone. The other fixes its hateful gaze upon you. The beast pads over to the dais, seeming to fortify itself in proximity to the stone sarcophagus. The hound raises its head, its frozen jaws cracking and popping as its maw distends disquietingly far. As the beast's exposed rib cage expands, lungs beneath filling with frosty air, the chill
already read the skill check.
The chill air of the burial chamber seems to swirl and blow toward the creature. Another unearthly howl builds in its chest. Raise your voice in song to counter the howl. Performance.
I'm exhausted, mate. I think we're both...
No, yeah, we reset now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna... I would say you can bellow a war cry and strike down the beast, dude.
Or what about covering my ears and brace myself?
You'll lose another skill, probably.
Do you think that... I feel like covering my ears and bracing myself is better than bellowing a war cry and lunging at it.
Are you sure?
No.
Well...
I can't believe there's another opportunity.
I can't believe there's another opportunity.
God, a bard would have been so easy.
Always take a bard with you, unless he's a shit one. Then leave him in the tavern and take someone else.
So I feel like basically if I pick this, I might kill the beast, but I'll take a lot of damage. Whereas if I pick this, I probably won't kill the beast, but I'll probably take not a lot of damage.
It's up to you, dude, if you want to do it. We can both try it.
I feel like, I'm gonna cover my ears and brace myself.
2005. This is going to cost us, isn't it? I eat the strange mushroom!
Suddenly, you gain the performance skill. Oh dear. The terrible cacophony of loss and despair erupts from the creature's distended maw. You cover your ears and scream, doing anything you can to prevent yourself from hearing the soul-rending sound again. But so awful is it that even through cupped hands you can hear it. Utter despair overwhelms you. You each lose 2 stamina and go to entry 1350.
Yay.
Oh shit.
Why did you not just attack it?
There's no knowing whether that would have been better.
I mean, it couldn't have been worse.
Yeah, it could have.
I'm nearly dead again.
Well, now it's you. The nightmarish hound melts into the darkness that lies at the edges of the chamber. Out of reach of your torchlight, it darts from shadow to shadow. Oh my god, I have both of these skills.
Yes, you do. See, I should have just been like, I'm attacking because I'm going to bellow a war cry that's along the lines of, give me another pint!
I mean, I feel like that would have actually been quite good and in character for you. But you do have reasoning. If you charge into the shadows after...
No, I don't.
Oh. You charge into the shadows after the beast. It's darker here than you expected, as though the shadows themselves are devouring any light that trespasses into their domain. You can hear the clatter and scrape of broken talons on the stone floor, but you cannot lay eyes on the beast.
And there the dwarf died.
No.
Should have just charged it. Why do I listen to you, cowardly cat?
Why did you not charge it? You chase the sound of scraping claws and catch a glimpse of the beast as it lopes from shadow to shadow. You lose sight of the beast and quicken your steps, hoping to catch up to it in the shadows. You feel a hot lance of pain shoot through you as the beast erupts from a pool of shadows behind one of the pillars to sink its rotting fangs into your hip, leaving you bloody and savaged. The hound bounds away into the center of the room. Lose 2 stamina and go to 8293.
I'm down to 3.
I am also on 3.
Yeah, but you can chug a health potion.
That's true.
I do not have that
Alright, so we're both resetting, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. The hound rallies and sprints to the sarcophagus, leaping upon it to glare down you with hate-filled eyes. The blue flames in your foe's eyes burn brightly. Something about the effect is hypnotizing. You find yourself slow to react as the beast suddenly charges you. I'm gonna blast it with runic magic.
Please do.
8063.
I feel like that should have been an option earlier. You know, in between all of the failed singing.
Uh-oh. I think I'm gonna die here. I'm definitely gonna die here.
Chug your potion.
Should I chug the...
Chug your potion. If I had a potion, I'd be chugging it.
I have no more healing potions. I'm all out.
Yep, so am I. I really hope we can buy more of them.
In the moment you have before the beast's jaw crush your skull, you grasp a rune shard in your pocket. The uncontrolled explosion that issues forth sends both you and the hound hurling through the air. Your back strikes a column and you slump to the floor. The hound smashes into the back wall and falls behind the sarcophagus out of sight. Lose 4 stamina, mark 4 progress. Have we got 14 yet?
No, we are too short.
Oh god. Okay, we're
9,
still
4,
fighting.
3, 2.
I'm down to 5 now.
Are you happy that we're getting all of this progress? Fighting goddamn demon dogs. Oh.
This is why you should be more impressed with me.
9, 4,
I spent
3, 2?
years doing this.
What?
As a cat person in the... Before you completely recover from the blast, the hound leaps the sarcophagus and stands tall on the dais. The flickering blue flames of the creature's eyes burn with unending fury.
Please don't be another bardic thing. I'm getting embarrassed.
This is you, isn't it? 2168?
Yep. The hound inhales again. As it does, the rime of frost covering the sarcophagus grows visibly thicker. Before it raises its head, it looks at you with its burning eyes, the malevolence made all the more palpable by the knowledge that this foul thing has bested you. The stone braziers to either side of the sarcophagus erupt into azure flames that suck the warmth from the room in an instant. The hound releases a devastating howl that shakes the very walls of the burial chamber. Motion draws your attention, and you see the fallen beast stir. Oh god damn it. Light flickers in its eyes, and it pulls itself to its feet, a nightmare of broken bone and rent flesh. It raises its head, its broken jaw gaping wide to join the howl. The sound they made is too terrifying to remember. You flee from the chamber and from the crypt back to Dragonholt, wanting nothing more to do with this place. This quest is complete. Read entry 3630
in the Dragonholt Village
God.
book. That's so upsetting. I'm so upset. I can't believe we completely failed.
Oh god.
We were so close.
Why did I not charge him?
Why did you not charge him?
Because then you could have shot him or done something. Oh god. We are so bad at this.
You stumble and tremble your way out of the hills surrounding the crypt, but eventually the warm summer air and exercise dispels the worst of the terrifying chill you felt in that dark place. By the time you return to the village, you feel nearly yourself again. You can recover 1 skill. Mark 2 progress in combat training. Mark story point U4. 2 time passes, and the encounter is complete.
That 2 time in Dragonholt Village? Or
Yeah, Dragonholt Village time.
Hang on, so day 2, and there was something else as well.
You recover skill.
No.
Mark 2 progress in combat training.
Yep, so that puts us to 6. You may learn. So as long as 6 progress is marked in any combat training, you may learn any of the following skills: archery, brawling, dueling, or military, at the cost of 1 experience per skill. You may learn a new skill at any time. I have experience, and so do you.
I have 1 as well.
I feel like
learn military.
I feel like archery might be a good skill for me to learn. Because, Lord knows. I love that there's a social practice thing, and it's like you can learn performance. That would have been useful. I'm going to learn archery.
Cool. I'm going to spend my experience point on military. These are not going to be at all useful next time.
No, we're literally never going to be able to do them again. Anything else that happened?
2 time passes, mark you 4. The encounter is complete.
So it's evening. Right.
Bloody hell. I'm so upset. I'm so upset. We could have found the magic item that defeated the dragon. And instead we ran.
I imagine it was some kind of magical frost orb.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
We blew it, guys. We blew it. But we'll do better. We'll do better tomorrow on Ready, Steady, Play.
How?
Well, we can't do worse.
There is that.
So please join us tomorrow for the continuing adventures of Grom and Hunter, the super competent good heroes. Bye! Why didn't we even get to use the explosive fire things? We picked all the wrong choices.